and on TikTok. Marvin, how you doing? Tommy, welcome in. Just getting started here. You can share out the live. If you know anybody that has a paranormal encounter or somebody who's just interested in the paranormal, have them come in and join the live, brighten things up here a little bit. Make sure my volume's up. There we go. Now I can see everybody. Thank you for the likes. Make sure you're liking and sharing the live. Welcome in, everybody. So, if you weren't in the live last night, made some changes to the YouTube channel. We're going to be uploading only the interviews, not the full episodes anymore, because I didn't like the way it sounded, the way it looked. And we're going to be doing every Wednesday will be uploaded to YouTube. Yeah. Also check out Spotify. Look up Myths, Monsters, and Mullets. There is one episode up there so far. We're going to do the same thing on there. It's going to be once a week. What we got in here? I got a couple people that were wanting to come in tonight. Welcome in, everybody. Carrie's in here. Welcome in, Carrie. A couple people that wanted to come in and tell their stories. Yeah, I've been having that issue too on TikTok. It'll pop up saying I got a message, but then I have to open that person. But yeah, I sent you the promo video. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah. Huh? I did not see Chad Hall's comment. Oh, Chad, I just saw your comment. Buddy, do you want to come in and talk about that? A lot of times I miss the comments, but my wife is a moderator and she is in the same room with me. And Chad says he wants to be the first guest. Let me follow you back here. Got you an invitation sent there, Chad. We are connecting. Chad, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
So you saw some UFOs last night.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of them.
So why don't you tell everybody a little bit where you're from and go right into what you saw.
Kirby, Ohio. I've been recording these things for months.
Oh, really?
I just don't get any views. It's weird.
Yeah, it can be tough. Where do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I got some videos on there, and most of them are on my TikTok. I got like 88 videos on there.
I will have to check them out after this live. Everybody go check out Chad's videos of the UFOs. So what are you seeing? Are you seeing like lights, or are you seeing actual craft?
Mainly just lights.
Yeah.
But I got videos of multiples of them. I'm pretty sure they're not drones or planes or helicopters because they don't have any blinking lights on them at all.
Oh. Did you hear about, I think it was last night in New Jersey, they were talking about car-sized drones.
Yeah, I've seen some of them videos. They look a lot like just regular drones or planes with the aviation lights they have on them.
Yeah.
Ain't seen any real like close-up videos of them, but from what I could tell, they look like regular man-made craft.
See, I've just heard about them. I haven't seen any of the videos on those yet.
There's a bunch of them on there, but a lot of people are recording helicopters,
Yeah,
stuff like that. You can definitely tell by listening to it.
right. And
I'm not,
the
not real sure what I'm recording, but there sure is a lot of them.
how long's this been going on?
Oh shit! Right, February.
February of this year?
Yeah,
Wow.
when I started seeing a lot of them.
Whereabouts? You said Kirby, Ohio.
Yeah,
What part of the state is that in?
it's Northwest Ohio. It's close to Upper Sandusky, Ohio, Forest, Ohio,
Okay.
Findlay, Ohio.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
Columbus is south of me.
Yeah,
There's not much west of me right now. There's just open fields.
right.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Is there any military bases in your area?
There's Wright Pat. That's in Mansfield,
Yeah,
Dayton area.
right. That's a ways away from you, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think I'm seeing stuff south of me. I'm looking at, like directly west towards Indiana. It's only about 100 miles from me.
you
I'm sure
guys have
people in Indiana's seeing them too.
you guys have a nuclear power plant up that way, don't you?
Yeah, that's up north east of me, the
Yeah,
David Bessie plant.
right. Because that you're hearing a lot of reports about that too, around nuclear power plants and then the
Yeah.
military bases, seeing lights, and it's weird times we're living in.
They just appear to look like dim stars at first, and they'll get really, really bright. They just sort of fade out. It's weird.
Yeah, I had a
I got
I had an encounter one time with an odd light, and I thought it was just a really bright star, and at first I thought it was Venus, and I look up at the sky all the time, and I'm like, that's not where Venus should be because of the time of day it
right.
was. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I watched this thing. And, I'm sitting there looking around. I'm like, that's not Venus. What is this star? And it got really, really bright, and then it like wiggled back and forth, and then it just blinked out. It was weird.
The ones I caught last night, I think I caught three on one video. Got a few videos with two on it. I got a pin video with four of them on it.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have
Most
to
viewed
check.
one,
I'm gonna have to check those out after the live.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
So have you had any other paranormal encounters in your life?
Uh, about 22 years ago, me and some friends were watching a meteor shower. It was probably 2:30 in the morning. Freaking giant ass triangular ship showed up. Literally stopped midair. It was silent. Big, shine bright white lights on us. Freaked girls out. They was screaming like crazy.
So how big would you say this thing was?
Hundreds of feet wide.
Oh, really? So it blocked out stars and everything then.
Oh yeah. The weirdest part was is the way it showed up. You didn't even see it coming. Just sort of like appeared out of thin air, basically. The weirdest fucking thing I ever seen.
Yeah. So kind of
If we
like,
got technology like that, the world's in trouble.
right. So kind of like you'd see with like cloaking device or whatever, where it just kind of,
It was almost like something out of Star Trek or something, like a sci-fi movie. It was just unbelievable. I
wow.
wish I had a video of it.
Yeah.
Didn't have camera phones back then.
Right. And when something like that happens, that's really kind of the last thing on your mind is, where's my phone?
Right.
That's what kills me
I
about the
want to get the
people
fuck out of
who,
there, tell you the truth.
right. That's what kills me about the non-believers in this stuff. They're like, well, where's the video? If you're seeing something that shouldn't be there, that's probably the last thing you're thinking about is where's my phone? I'm looking for where's the door,
Right. He had a pretty expensive camera and he tried taking pictures of it, but forgot to take the damn lens cap off.
Right. So, well, Chad, I appreciate you coming in tonight, and everybody needs to go over and check out his videos.
Thanks, you.
All right. Have a good night.
Appreciate it. You too.
UFO encounter. I've been asking for a UFO encounter, haven't I, Becca? Finally a UFO encounter. That's all it took. My life's complete now. I have a UFO encounter on my life. My life's not complete because I want to hear more. Who else has a paranormal encounter they'd like to share with millions of people all over the world? Because these will go up on YouTube. And yeah, everybody's going to hear it at some point. All 55 of my subscribers over on YouTube are going to see it. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, it's only been up for a little over 2 weeks. If you go to my profile here on TikTok, you can click the link, hit subscribe, make sure you do that little bell up there too, so you know when I go live. Eventually, lives will probably be on YouTube solely if this TikTok ban continues. Yeah, it's grown pretty quick. I think right before the live I went on there, I had 55 subscribers, so that's pretty good for 2 weeks, 2.5. Who all we got in here? We got Chad, we got Lita, Kelly, Miriam. How's everybody doing tonight? Do you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share? Chad jumped in the box, told us about UFO. We want to hear everything. Dogman, Bigfoot, ghost, Loch Ness Monster. I'd like to hear a good Loch Ness Monster story. How about you, Becca?
Yes, I would love to.
Yeah, see, she's loosening up. At first when I started these lives, couldn't hardly get her to talk. All she would do is sit back there and laugh. But now she's getting more comfortable. At some point, I might even flip the camera around for you guys to see. She says, no, you will not. I will lose my secretary if I do that. Dane, how you doing? Petey? Anybody have a paranormal encounter they'd like to share? I want to hear ghosts. I want to hear Bigfoot. Any kind of weird thing. I like weird things. That's why I'm with my wife.
Ellen.
Yeah. She's kind of weird like me. She's not into talking in onto the camera, and it's my personality. But that's why she loves me. I'm like her yin to her yang. Yeah. We complement each other well. Is Laura in here? I haven't seen Laura. Ginger Snap, how you doing tonight? You got a paranormal encounter you'd like to share? We can get you in a box and you can tell your ghost stories, Bigfoot, anything that you have. I want to hear them. YouTube, if you're over on YouTube, if you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, leave a comment. Make sure you're hitting like as you come through. Up to 1.7K likes. I think that's 1.6 or 1.75. My wife. She's over there busy tapping. Jumbo Papa, how you doing? Welcome in. If you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, leave us a comment. We'll get you in. We got We got Sky over there in the YouTube watching. She says she thinks she shared everything she has, so I can't rely on her anymore. That's why she got coal in her stocking. She really did. It was candy, but it was cold. That was a heavy sigh. Is it? Are you frustrated back there?
No,
No. Okay.
I just sigh heavily. That's what I do.
She sighs heavily. Old Abe's in here. Abe, you about ready to tell your stories? Because I know you have some. I know you do. You can't be cooking supper again. Can't be. What do you think, Abe? You ready to jump in this box? Tell everybody what you've seen? He pleads the fifth. Uh-huh. Abe, what would you think about doing an interview not during a live? Like if we did something on a private YouTube thing. Because I know you have encounters. You told me you do. You're just a little shy about what's this thing right here? What's this thing right there? I'll give you a message after this and we'll talk about it. Because I have a feeling you've got some pretty good encounters. All right. Lonnie's old lady. How you doing, Holly? Holly, you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share? I can't persuade Abe to come in. But he's a knowledgeable dude. He's in here quite a bit, and he's the one who put me on the right track for that Tennessee cave creature. Yeah. Yep. That was very helpful. Helpful to Gordon as well. Once again, if you haven't already, head over to the YouTube channel, Myths, Monsters, and Mullets. Hit subscribe. Make sure you click on that little bell so you get notified every time I go live or post a new video. I hear vert in the background. I thought maybe we were getting comments or something. Shyla, do more than one word at a time. Come on. I'm falling off the rails already. It's not good. We've only been doing this for 15 minutes and I'm already falling off the rails. You can go ahead and share out the live for me. Make sure you're tapping that screen. Let's get on the For You page. If you're watching over on YouTube, you've already liked it. Thank you. Ryan, how you doing? Welcome in. If you have a paranormal encounter and you'd like to share it, leave us a comment. We'll get you in the box. We've had a UFO encounter tonight. Joanne, how you doing tonight? Tammy, I see people coming through. They're looking at my face. Looking at my face. I get it. It's the mullet. Yeah. Christopher Dean, how you doing? Would you like to come in and tell a paranormal story tonight? If you have a paranormal encounter, leave us a comment down there and we'll get you in the box. Thanks for the shares there, old Abe. I appreciate that. Also, check out Sarah's in here. Welcome in, Sarah. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe on Spotify. There's only one episode up I'm tongue-tied tonight. There's only one episode up so far, but we're going to start. The mullet is intimidating. Yes. Maybe I should put it back. There we go. Is that better? Is that less intimidating? There's only one episode up on Spotify right now, but we're going to be uploading episodes. Braid it. Maybe I could get my wife to come over and braid it live. Oh, there's 3 people on YouTube. welcome in on YouTube. Thank you for the likes. If you'd like to join the live and tell your paranormal stories, we can try it. I haven't done one. I haven't done an interview on YouTube yet. But if you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, leave a comment. Right? I think she should. I think she should come over and braid my hair live. But then she can't watch the comments, because I've got all these people in here just throwing comments. Thank you for the rose. Come on.
No.
Come on.
No.
The people want us. You got to give the people what they want.
No.
She said no, Sarah. She's the boss. I can't make her. Yeehaw! Thank you for the hat and mustache. Appreciate it. See, the people on YouTube, they don't get to see all that. They just get to see me react. I had a cowboy hat and mustache on over here. Yeah. Sarah, you haven't had any more plants flying across your house, have you? Let's talk about it. How you doing? Do you have a paranormal encounter you would like to share? This is a judgment-free zone. Any rude comments will get you blocked immediately.
5-second delay.
5-second delay. Yeah, I think we've had those. I think everybody's had at least one of those in their life. I know I have. Thank you for watching over on YouTube. I have to figure this stuff out. Ooh, a tiny Danny and a lightning bolt. Thank you. And a heart puff. She's just throwing out everything out except the kitchen sink. Thank you, Sarah. Steve Stevens, how you doing? Do you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share? Because we can get you in the box and you can tell your story to millions of people all across the world and 5 people right now. But later on, when your interview gets millions of views on YouTube, you can tell it to millions of people. I get a drink. This is not a promotion, by the way. I won't show the label. Thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Again, if you haven't already, check out the YouTube. Subscribe, get notifications. We're posting every Wednesday. There'll be individual interviews from now on. I didn't like the way the whole live sounded in replay, because you get a lot of this, what I'm doing right now, where I'm just talking. And it's not that interesting. I didn't like it. That's why I have to pick on my wife, just to try to salvage this thing. I got like his hair right here. Keeps pointing towards my mouth. Weird. Well, what do you guys think? It's been a couple slow nights. I can tell a joke. Most of the jokes I know aren't appropriate for TikTok or YouTube is a problem. I'll get kicked off. Let me try sharing this thing out again. See who we got here. Try to get some people in here to tell some stories. I had some people that wanted to tell stories, and then when it comes time, I don't know if they chicken out, or I shouldn't say chicken out, because some people just don't like to, they're afraid of being ridiculed, I guess. So, Karen, welcome in. If you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, leave a comment down below. We'll get you in the box. You can tell everybody what you've seen, heard, smelled, sensed, received text messages from. Because you could be getting ghost text messages. And if you are, I want to hear about it. Somebody just entered the chat. I've been told that's what that sound means, but I don't see anybody popping up when it does that. I need to turn that off. I don't really like hearing that. Anybody know how to shut that off? Gotta be a setting somewhere. That's not what I want to do. It's about to keep everybody from being able to. Hey, now I'm the right way. Learn something new every day. Look, now you can read everything correctly. Yeah, see my Mullets calendar back there? Right there. It's from my wife. She loves the mullet. I think she secretly wants me to grow one in real life. I think so. Is that true?
No.
She says no.
No.
I thought I knew her. Learning new things every day. Well, this live is not going the way I'd planned. She loves Billy Ray. That's right. Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Come on in. Now I'm going to put that back how it was because I didn't like the way it looked. It was moving backwards.
Hello,
Sarah,
can you hear me?
Sarah is back.
Is it getting too much static here? I'll leave. My son's watching a movie.
Oh, I can hear you.
I have something small that happened a while ago. I just remembered about at a facility that I used to work at.
Okay.
It's if you look it up, it's an old masonry home in Alma, Michigan, Masonic Pathways. I worked there for 10 years as a nurse, and back in the day, I hear they have like a part of the building that's like no longer used, and all the old furniture's in there and everything. But I guess they used to have a part with children, and so I don't know if they had the elderly and the children mixed. I'm not sure, but whenever one of our patients would get sick and they were getting ready to pass, they would always mention a girl in a yellow dress. A little girl in a yellow dress would always be there. And it was just so weird. Whenever like a patient was super sick or getting ready to pass, she would be there, and we'd always joke the doors are electric, and they would open and close sometimes when we were there at night. It was so freaky.
So this girl in the yellow
What's that?
dress, was it a spirit or was it an actual girl just happened to wander in?
And it was definitely a spirit, because this happened a lot when the residents would pass. She would be there and they would talk about her.
So
I don't know. I
wouldn't see
haven't
her.
really dug into the history of that place, but I don't know if something happened where a girl passed away there or if something bad happened to her there, but they would see her.
So
They
not
would see her.
the employees wouldn't see her. It would be the people that are
No,
getting
the
ready to
employees
pass.
would not see her, just the patients, like the residents that were ill or getting ready to pass away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So really
Huh.
crazy. And it was kind of creepy. And like, so when the doors would swing open and shut, we'd always joke that that was her messing with, it was her messing with us.
Right.
But I never dug into the history really of the place any further. But I'd be interested to see if there's what's all on there because it is an old masonry home.
So
So
was
and
it
it's
only the patients who were like in end time care, or was it just random that patients would see her?
just like if they were like ill and getting ready to pass.
Yeah.
Like it was like a spirit was there with them. They would talk about that little girl in the yellow dress,
Huh.
but they wouldn't talk. Nobody saw her before that. Just the people that were sick and dying.
Yeah, that's
So yeah,
I don't know
it's
what to make of
crazy.
that.
I still think about it all the time, and I had never got to look up. I still need to look up that information on that place. I worked there for 10 years, like I said, but the one side of the building was completely old. They never fixed up anything. And then the other, if you look up online, that building is beautiful. It's huge.
What's it called again?
It's called Masonic Pathways. It's in Alma, Michigan. And it's an old masonry home. Like old masons could go there, and then it turned into like there's like an assisted living side. Now there's like a long-term care and a memory care, but I hear they used to have like a children's part there.
Huh. Yeah, I might have to
Yeah.
check this out. Maybe there's some other reports of paranormal activity there too.
Yeah. Yep. So pretty cool, but
Yeah.
that's all I have today. If I ever think of anything more, I'll let you know. I need to get my friend Shanna on here. She has a ton,
Absolutely.
but she doesn't do TikTok really. So, but she was telling me about some of her stuff the other day. So,
Well, if she has YouTube, we're streaming live on YouTube now.
yeah, I'll have to get her on there. She's
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I just found out she was on that show back in the day, Wife Swap. You remember that?
Yeah.
I just watched her episode, so it's so funny. I'm like, I used to watch those back in the day, and I didn't even know that was you.
Yeah.
Famous.
That could be a scary incident too.
Oh yeah, she can tell you about that. That husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yep. Anytime. Welcome back, and I hope you are enjoying the show. It's been kind of slow the last couple nights, but it works. Look, old Abe's already looked this place up. He said it was founded in 1891. See?
Yeah, see, it's older.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Like I said, I need to look back, but there was lots of stories the old Masons would tell you. My grandma was there for a while too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look this place up. Actually, I'll just wait for old Abe to do it, and he can email me.
Yeah, he'll tell you all the details.
Well, thank you, Sarah.
All right, well, thank you.
And enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, you guys too.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring old Abe on for I'm gonna have to. I gotta do some stuff before I can send out invites on YouTube. Right now, I'm just trying to stream on YouTube, and then April, welcome in. Jay Taylor, Catherine, Spam Chow's in here. Kelly, welcome in. I missed everybody as they came in. I apologize. Right now, we're just streaming on YouTube. I need to do some different things so I can bring guests in over there. Right now, I don't even have a way to share it out on that side, but we're working towards that. This is only the second night we've done YouTube with TikTok at the same time. Still working on it. I want to get a better camera over there too, but if somebody wanted to do a private interview, not on the live, we can do that through YouTube We'll just do a private live. It'll record it, and then I can treat it just like we were talking on the phone. So if you have a paranormal encounter that you'd like to share, but you're leery about being on the live, send me an email at mythsandmullets@gmail.com, and we can get you on the show. We'll figure out something. We can do interview through YouTube, or maybe do a phone interview. Either way, that's fine. Yeah. Might have another guest coming in here very shortly. Getting notes passed to me by my secretary. She says, Michael. Oh, Michael is in here using Skies. Let me send you an invite here. It'll be audio only. Michael, how are you tonight?
Can you hear me?
I can. How are you tonight?
Hold on, let me see here.
Trying to figure out if you're okay, or
Yeah, I can hear you now. I was
Okay.
having an issue.
Yeah, if you got any background noise, it'll affect whether you hear me or not. So what do you have? What do you have going on? What kind of encounter do you have?
Yeah, so I've got a ghostly encounter of the other world. The only thing that I can assume that it was a ghost. I used to work at a movie theater when I was still in high school, and it was a very old building, but the parking lot next to it was where the original movie theater was. And I think that you might know the theater I'm talking about, but I won't say its name because I don't want people knowing where I was.
I think
But
so. Is it in the same town that I live in?
yes, it is. It's
Okay.
I think it's closed now.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead. I know where you're talking about, though.
Yeah, so the old building site was now the parking lot where it was. I was told that it was burnt down in a fire, and that everybody but like one guy got out. And I can't tell the merit of how true that story is because, the boss man might have just been playing a trick on me. But the encounter that I had definitely was an encounter.
Okay.
Whether or not it was that soul that died in that fire, I don't know. But what happened was we were closing out one day, and it was late. It was probably like a Saturday or a Sunday, and so it was dark outside, and he was counting up cash, and I was just sticking around because it was cold outside and I didn't feel like walking home because it was just down the street from where I was. And so what ended up happening was the lights started kind of doing a flickering and beaming in and out. So not really turning on and off, but more like dimming and undimming. And at first we thought it was a power surge. And so we went to check the breaker to see if there was anything wrong with it. And the breaker looked fine. And the lights kept doing it. So we just figured it was past our pay grade and we kind of ignored it. And then we ended up hearing this whirring sound that kind of was like a almost grinding of gears. And I don't know if you've ever heard a classic film projector whirring up to start, but it sounded exactly like that. It sounded like someone was starting up old school projector with the film slots and the reels and everything. And I've had the pleasure of hearing and viewing an old school projector because I'm a history nut. but it started making that noise, and I don't know, this isn't common knowledge, but at the time we had digital projectors, so there was no moving parts, there was nothing that could have been making that sound. And now I was a little bit of a scaredy cat at the time, and I told my manager, I said, "You go look at it. I'm not gonna go in there in the booth because it's this dark booth that you got to climb up these steep steps to get into." And he goes up in there, and as he's in there, the other one for the other theater, the 2-screen movie theater, started doing the same thing, and now the lights are going even crazier. And I'm thinking I'm gonna die or something. The building's gonna catch on fire again or something like that. And I've got that ghost story that they told me on the forefront of my mind. And just as quickly as it started, it stopped. And my manager came out. He said that he didn't touch anything. He was just trying to figure out where the noise was coming from, and it just stopped. And the lights kind of came back on very slowly. We never fully lost power or anything like that, to my knowledge, and the breaker never switched. And we just kind of went upon our day. And the next day that I came in, I noticed that there was duct tape on the breaker. Like someone had tried to keep it in an open position. So I'm wondering if it happened again and my other coworkers just didn't talk about it, because we weren't really a chatty bunch. No one really talked to each other. We just went in and did what we were supposed to do. So I have to wonder, if that was someone from the other side trying to get our attention, or maybe he was just ticked off that there was a movie theater now where he was.
So when you're seeing the lights flashing, you're hearing this movie projector going. Did you happen to smell anything?
Because at the time I would probably just say popcorn because we had just gotten done with a shift. Outside of that, I it's really hard because that scent's so strong,
Right.
that you don't know if there's anything underneath that. So I can't say concretely that I did smell something other than popcorn.
Right. It was just a thought, because you're having all these other different, sensory
Yeah.
things going on. And sometimes people report smelling, like a sulfur smell or something like that. But you're right, popcorn would have covered all that up. So,
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
yeah. Wow, I like that one. I'm gonna look into that building though. I'm
It's
not gonna say the
definitely,
name of
and
it either.
we had other issues with stuff being moved around downstairs. We in the basement is where we kept like the kernel bags and all of the extra supplies, and there would be times where things would get moved around, and of course, all of us being kids, we would accuse each other of it and no one would fess up. So I can't imagine if that was someone just playing a trick on everybody or if it was something else.
Right.
The only other time at that theater that I was scared, not for a horror movie, but for a real life encounter, was there's a door in the very front of the building where the marquee is. Most people don't see it because no one's really looking for it, but that's where we hold all of the letters and the numbers for the marquee, because we still have one of those old school marquees. And there was a time where I did have a box fall on me. There was no way. The shelf on there was real wide, and I hadn't even touched the box, and it was almost like someone shoved it at me. And I managed to catch it because I got quick instincts and stuff like that, but it did almost hit my head. And those boxes, they're not light because they're full of all those letters, and a lot of those letters were the old school metal ones still. We had a mix of the plastic and the metal, so it was almost like someone pushed it at me off the shelf. That's the only other thing that I can think of from that area.
Wow. So I mean, like when you walked in, you saw the box was on the shelf the way it should have been.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was just doing my own thing, gathering up the letters and the numbers that I needed. And I think my back was turned because we had a box on the floor that was for the broken letters. And I had to dispose some of them because the wind had knocked them down because we had had a bad windstorm.
Right.
And I had my back turned and I heard it sliding. It was almost like it was on the sliding noise was almost like if it was tilted, like if the shelf itself was tilted, but the shelf was as even as all get out, and then it fell.
What is it with theaters? You know, you hear of
It's
a
always
lot of
theaters.
haunted theaters. That's bizarre.
I think maybe ghosts want to see movies too.
Hey, I don't blame them. Maybe they're wanting to watch the movie Ghost.
Maybe they're maybe that guy that
Patrick Swayze.
'cause
Maybe
I
it's Patrick
always thought it
Swayze
was
who's
a
in
guy.
there doing it.
but maybe he was angry because the movie didn't end the way he wanted it to.
But that could be. That could be. So do you have any other paranormal encounters?
Well, this one's less scary. It's more sweet than anything. But when I was a kid, I had a dog named Bella. Her full name was Cabela because my dad got to choose the name. And she was a Basset Hound Sheltie mix. She's the sweetest dog I've ever had. She was my first tattoo. And she passed in 2021, I think. And we had to put her down because she was just old, and she had lived 11 years, which for Basset Hound mixes is a long time. And ever since then, there's this little ghost of her that follows me around, and I've moved a couple of times since this started happening. But you feel a weight on your legs, and there's no animals on there, or there's heat where there shouldn't be heat. I feel her licking me sometimes because, boy, she couldn't hold her liquor.
Maybe that's Sky.
Maybe it's Sky, maybe it's not. Sometimes it's when I'm home all alone,
Oh, okay. Okay.
But she still follows me around, and every now and then I'll buy her little treats from PetSmart, and I'll put it in a little bowl for her because she's a good girl. So maybe I'm her unfinished business. She just wanted to hang around with me for the rest of my life.
Right. Right. Well, those are some awesome stories, Michael.
I'm glad that I got to tell them.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoy the show.
Oh, absolutely. We're big fans. I'm busy with my finals right now, and it's just playing in the background while I'm working on my papers and everything like that. And I thought, man, I haven't taken a break in a minute. I'm going to go tell my story on John's Live, and then I'll get back to it.
I appreciate it. And
yeah, absolutely.
And it was good seeing you guys on Saturday.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Even though got beamed by some saran wrap, but that was pretty good.
All right. Well, tell everybody I said hi, and thank you for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll talk to you later.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. All right. That was pretty good. I'm going to have to look into the theater, though. I'm not giving the name because it's in the town that I live in. And I don't trust you people. I mean, it's not that I don't trust you, but I don't. Dark Side Monsters, how you doing? It sounds like you would have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share. Healthy Dimension. Annette, how are you doing tonight? If you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, leave a comment down below and we'll get you in the box. Had 2 guests tonight. That's one more than last night. I can count to 2. Watched Sesame Street growing up. Yeah. And every time I see a pinball machine, if you know which one I'm talking about. If you think of the pinball machine, you can count to 12. And I have to do that every time I count to 12. I have to sing the song. Becca, you want to sing that song?
You sing the song.
Come on, Becca.
No.
This could be like, we could start something new where once every live you just sing a random song.
You will lose people. If I see you, will lose people.
Who wants to hear Becca sing
No.
the Sesame Street Counting to 12 song?
I don't know that song.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
She can't lie. She is not a good liar. See the comments over on YouTube? So no, she won't do it. She's chicken. Why did you just show up in TikTok? That's weird. Annette, Sweet Wendy, how you doing? Either one of you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share? Or would you rather hear me pick on my wife for about another 10 minutes? Because I can do that. I'd rather hear paranormal encounters though. It's kind of what I'm here for. Her nostrils flare when she lies. She's never lied to me then, because I've never seen her nostrils flare. She's over there trying it now. I appreciate all the likes and shares from everybody. Irene, how you doing? Irene, do you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share with everybody? This might be our shortest live ever. Kind of tired anyway. Had to work today. You're fine? Do you have a paranormal encounter? We've had ghosts and UFOs tonight. We've had 3 guests tonight. What am I talking about? We had 3 guests. See, I can't even count. I can't count. I can only count to 2. I need to go back and watch Sesame Street some more. Yeah, we had Chad with the UFOs. We had Sarah with the ghost girl. We had Michael. Yeah, 3 guests, one night. It's a pretty good show, actually. There's been, I think, 2 nights where nobody came in. Yeah. And those don't go up on YouTube because that's pretty boring because you get to hear me do this. That's it. That's it. Grandmam 4. How you doing? Would you like to come in and tell a paranormal story? I'd like to hear a good Bigfoot story. Hadn't had a good Bigfoot story in a while. I'll tell you my favorite Bigfoot story was Boone with the dog man. That was pretty good. Long shot, how you doing? Dreams of your mom. Yeah. Long shot, how you doing? Would you like to come in and tell a paranormal story tonight? Oh, I gotta stop sitting with my knees bent. The other night I was doing an interview with Nevermore Hollows. And I was sitting in this chair and I had my knee bent like kind of backwards. I cramped up so bad. That was so embarrassing. Not really. We laughed about it. But yeah. I don't understand why I'm getting cramps in my legs. I drank a bottle of water back in June. I think I had 2 that day. You know, PBR should be enough. It's mainly water. What you got in here? I just keep falling farther and farther off. Spam Chow, how you doing tonight? You're still in here? Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Your episode will be uploaded Wednesday, or it's actually uploaded. It's just scheduled to release on Wednesday on YouTube. So be watching out for that. Spam Chow had an amazing encounter. Viper, how you doing? John, that's a good name. John, if your name's John, you get put right to the top of the line if you have a paranormal encounter. You know, we'll put you in the box right now. What do you think, John? You got a paranormal encounter you'd like to share? Seen Bigfoot? I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Jules is in here. Jules is a return listener and guest. How you doing, Jules? How's Florida? John, what do you think? You ever seen Bigfoot or a ghost? UFOs? I mean, name like John, you're probably a pretty exciting guy. It's been cold here, not as cold. I guarantee you I don't know. Today we might be warmer. I don't know. We got up to 50 something today. But last week we were down around 0. Yeah. Anything new happening in Florida with paranormal there, Jules? Have you seen a swamp ape? Skunk ape. That's what it's called. Skunk ape. I'd really like another Bigfoot encounter. Welcome in, Sunshine. Get me a little drinky drink. Yeah, we're coming up on an hour here. John, we are already following each other. I do follow anybody who comments as long as the comments are positive. Negative comments get you booted. AK-47 there. Ain't seen you in a while. How you been? Been a while. You missed the UFO encounters, and we had 2 ghost encounters tonight. Been a pretty good night. Pretty good. What's everybody thinking about tonight? We're going to end this in about 5 minutes. If we do, it's okay. I know nobody's watching Monday Night Football tonight. So the only reason they couldn't flex that game out is because they're doing all that animation and stuff, and they said they couldn't redo it, so they were stuck with those 2 turds of a team. Yeah. Well, who we got in here? Yep. Well, it's been a pretty good night. Yeah. You want to come in and talk about it, Jules? Talk about Wednesday? All right.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there. You getting ready for the holiday?
Yep.
And all that cold weather you're about to get?
Right.
Yeah.
I wish we'd get some snow.
So the last time I talked to you, I told you that I thought Wednesday had left the building because Cooper was back to his schedule and his regimen, right?
Right.
Because he's on a really strict schedule. You know, I walk him when he first wakes up, and then I feed him breakfast, and he goes outside. He has sunshine time. He comes in, and he usually lays in his bed in the office. But recently, I found him in the spare bedroom up against a window wall facing a corner. Like his nose was in the corner. And that's so out of character for him. And he's still going into the middle of the living room. And I'm like, Cooper, what's going on? And he doesn't look at me. When he whimpers, he looks to the right or the left of me. And I keep telling Wednesday, if you want to mess with me, don't mess with me through my dog. And he tore up my bed. Like, I made my bed. Yeah, I made my bed, and he took all the pillows, and he took the extra blanket I have, and threw the extra blanket on the floor. It's just he's 4 years old, so this is very odd behavior.
Right.
I told you about the forks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, she hasn't messed with the forks anymore. I told you about the cookbooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, she hasn't messed with the cookbooks either. But now I'm starting to actually sense something. I know that sounds totally off the chain, but
No.
it's one thing to mess with my dog. It's another, don't mess with my dog. You can mess with me all you want to. Cookbooks, forks, and dirty laundry. I don't care. But I don't know how to stop Wednesday from messing with Cooper. Other than screaming at her, telling her don't mess with my dog.
Right. Did you say you had the house cleansed?
No, I was talking to you about getting it cleansed. I'm not. Here's the thing. This is what's really weird. I'm not a religious person due to things that happened when I was a teen, and I've always believed in a higher power. I believe in the universe. I believe in karma. Okay, so I do believe that there is something bigger than me that kind of guides me to, whatever. I did get a bundle of sage. That stuff stinks. And I tried to cleanse the house, and I said, Wednesday, be gone. Wednesday, be gone. Wednesday, you need to go home. I just try to, have her leave with positivity, like that guest that is totally drunk at Thanksgiving dinner and won't leave. I kind of try to be polite, and I know. So, no, she didn't leave. And so, it's kind of funny because my youngest daughter, excuse me, my youngest daughter believed that there was a spirit living in our house. Bear with me. I'm going to try to make this short so other people can come up. But I got a spray bottle. I filled it up with water, and I said that it was ghost water. And then when we spray it, the ghost is going to go away, right? It's ghost water. And she was probably maybe 4 or 5 at the time. Well, we packed up and we moved down to Cooper City, which is South Florida. And she threw a fit when all of the stuff was moved into the house. Everything was in place. She said, you left him behind. Yeah. And there were times when we lived at the older house in Orlando. I said, you want me to come and tuck you and start walking up the stairs? And I said, you want me to tuck you in? She says, no, he's with me. He'll tuck me in. So she has the ability to sense it. And I didn't know what she meant. So when we moved to the new house and she got really upset with me about not bringing him with us, that was when I knew she was in contact. Like whoever he was, guided her to do a lot of things that she did before it was age appropriate. Like sleeping in a toddler bed, like going potty on the potty. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's kind of like that's how I feel now. Like whoever is here is doing the same thing with Cooper. And I'm not privy to that. And I need to be privy to that because this is just not, he's not doing anything wrong. Okay, that's a lie. We're very codependent on each other because I work from home. So he's used to me being home 24/7. And if I go anywhere and I come home, he greets me with a stuffy and he's like, hey, thanks for coming home. And then he takes the stuff and he tears it apart. Like he's mad at me for leaving him. He never did that before.
Huh.
And, you know, like I could walk down to my mailbox and I have the front windows open so he can watch me walk down to the mailbox. And he still acts as if I've been gone for months. Like I abandoned him.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It is. It's I don't know. Oh, and I've noticed, okay, so here in Florida we have what you call a huntsman spider.
Mhm.
And they're really good spiders to have. You never, ever want to kill them. Well, this week I've seen 5. And I want to attribute it to the chilly weather, but they're all different sizes. They've all been found in different locations. Of course, you know, I've already given them names, but they're like, one was in my closet, one was in my bathroom vanity, and the other one I found in a drawer, and then the other one I found in the living room. They're alive. I don't mess with them because they eat the bugs, and I need bug eaters because I don't do bugs. But yeah, it's just been. Okay. So just tell me it's because of the cold.
It probably is just because of the cold. But I do have
Okay,
a
that
couple.
makes me feel better.
I have a couple questions.
Sure.
So your daughter, she just only referred to him as him. She never gave him a name.
Yes. No.
Huh.
She never gave him a name. She referred to him, or she said he's here with me, or he's taking me to he's tucking me in. She never gave him a name.
Did she ever describe what he looks like?
No.
Hmm.
She said he was white, but not like white like you and I white, like white in a black or white thing.
Right.
But she never described. She never described. Excuse me. She never described any distinguished features about him, because I think it's not that she was able to see him. I think it's that she was able to feel him, and his presence was very predominant.
But I think kids and animals both, and this is just my opinion. I'm not an expert. I'm
No,
not.
you're good.
I think kids and animals can see things that we can't.
Right.
So maybe she was seeing more than just feeling it. She was actually seeing this thing. And how long ago?
Oh, I totally trusted her. Like in the beginning, that's when I got the ghost spray, and I'm like, you know, because she wasn't afraid. She was never afraid of him.
Right.
Like she trusted whatever it was that was guiding her. So I nurtured. First I tried to spray him away, but when she started referring to him as him and he, I actually supported what she was feeling, because you never want to knock a kid down to say, well, that's not true, because if she's feeling senses and she's hearing things and she's getting a positive reaction out of whatever it is that's surrounding her, I'm not that parent that's going to be like, you stop that.
Right.
And yeah, oh my God, John, she was so mad at me that he was not on the moving truck.
How long ago was that?
This was, oh my God, she is 23, she's 24 now. She was 5, so 2005 is when we moved after the hurricanes in 2004. So yeah, about 19 years.
Huh. Now and she never mentioned seeing anything else after that other than him?
No, she was so mad that we didn't put him on the moving truck. Like we left him behind. That's what she said. We left him behind.
Does she feel anything in your house now?
Who, my daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't live here.
I know, but like
She's up in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she hasn't been to my house, but that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Because she'd be able to. Oh yeah. Well, there's an idea. Screw Sage. Let's bring in the daughter. Yeah. No, she lives in New York. And she's the only one out of the whole family that felt this presence. So again, at first I was like, go spray, he's going to go away. But she never showed any fear. She only showed endearment and trust. And
I would be interested
she had
to
this
see.
relationship, and I just don't know.
I would be interested to see what would happen if she came into your home now, and see if she senses anything.
Well, that plane ticket's not as cheap as a Sage bar, that's for sure.
That's true.
Just saying.
That's true.
Just saying.
But it's winter time, and she lives in New York, so I mean, Florida would be a good vacation.
It would be a great vacation for her.
Yeah.
It would. It's something for me to consider, but I'm gonna. Okay, so here we go. I drove down a shady road that I've never drove down before. When I say shady, it means it has a lot of trees. And there was a church at the end of the street, and it's a Christian church. And I'm not a very religious person. I haven't been since I was a teenager for obvious reasons, as teenagers tend to, Anyway, I think I asked you, do I have to be Catholic to get holy water from the Catholic Church?
I don't know. I'm not Catholic, so I can't answer that question.
Well, I'm interested, and if any of your listeners know the answer to that, because I'd like to go to a Catholic church and say, hey, can I take a little spritzer of your holy water here so I can spray my house because Wednesday's still in the building, I can't seem to get rid of it.
Abe says no. You don't need to be Catholic to go to the church and ask for holy water.
Cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
See, my people help my people out.
No, I love that because I'm about as ignorant as they come. And listen, Sage didn't work. It stunk up my house. I couldn't get that smell out of my house for 3 days. So we're not doing that again. And I'm not going to pull out a Ouija board and ask them to give me any answers because that's just crazy. That just pours more Wednesdays in my house than necessary, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I might go to the Catholic Church and a father will come to your house. Really?
And
I don't have to be Catholic for that?
I don't think I think he means like a Catholic father, not just any father or random father.
Yeah. Like an actual priest.
I mean, I'm a father, but I'm not coming to
We're
your
going to do
house.
an exorcism on Wednesday. This is going to be freaking phenomenal. Be gone, be gone, be gone. Okay, that's awesome. So I'll call the office of the Catholic Church that's right around my shady street and ask. They're going to think I'm crazy.
No, I know a lot of people when they move into a new house, they will have clergy come in and bless the house. So I don't think they're going to think you're crazy.
Do you think it matters that I've lived here? See, remember, I told you this didn't start happening until June, and I moved in March.
I don't think that's going to matter. I mean, what the worst thing that can happen is you call the church and they say no. You're not any worse off. You're not any worse off by doing that. And then the other thing you could do is maybe get a hold of a psychic medium and see if they can come in and have any.
A Vatican's exorcist. Ooh, that's chilling. All right.
Maybe you and Abe should follow each other, and maybe he can point you in the right direction. I am not Catholic. I cannot help you with this.
Oh, please. I'm going to follow him right now. And I appreciate your time. You've got the most beautiful smile. It's disgusting. So listen. Thank you talking to me? So much. Yeah, you've got a beautiful smile. It's disgusting. Nobody should have such a beautiful smile.
Well, thank you.
You're like, yeah, it's cute. Anyway, I know you're married. It was just a compliment. So
it's all right.
I just went ahead and I followed Abe. And thank you so much because I'll keep you posted on what's going on. And We got to spray Wednesday out.
Right.
Be gone.
TikTok is the
Be
new
gone.
eHarmony.
I
like
hope
it.
everybody here and everybody in your group has a fantastic evening. And if I don't talk to you before Christmas, I hope you have a very, very fantabulous and memorable holiday.
Well, thank you, and you too.
Thanks, love. Y'all take care.
We'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye. That was Jules. Jules is a return customer. And apparently I'm a matchmaker or something. I don't know. Good. Natalie, are you still here? I got a message that Natalie is in the room. Natalie was a guest last night, and she said that she had some more to share. You still here, Natalie? Gotta get a little drinky drink. Again, if you're new to the live, we do paranormal. If you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, Natalie, do you want to come in? If you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, leave a comment down below. My beautiful secretary, sitting right across from me, will let me know, and I'll push you on your face like I just did Natalie. And then I'll hit guest, and then you'll come in a box right about there, and we'll hear your paranormal encounters. That wasn't paranormal. I accidentally kicked my camera, my tripod. Natalie, how are you tonight?
Hi there.
How are you?
I was prepared to come in person.
Oh, you want to go live?
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. We're here.
No, we can do that. Watch this. Camera and expand.
Oh gosh.
Here we are.
What's
on
going
this
on here?
Freaking.
There we go. Taking a pick an app. Yeah. All right.
Oh, I figured it out.
Hello.
Well, hello. How are you tonight?
Good. Well, so I leave Friday nights and go to this hospital that's it's about 53 minutes away, 47, 53. And I don't leave until Monday morning, this morning. Well, this morning I had to do CPR training, and we were up all night with stuff. And so it's been a long day.
I guess. So what do you have for us tonight? I know you were making some notes, and you were going to come in and.
Well, there was this app. Do you remember this app that I think it was a lot of kids were using it, and you'd set an intention and ask it to take you somewhere.
Never heard of that.
No. See, that's why I set this up, because I was going to Google it, because I forgot the name too. It was an app, and we all had it downloaded, and we were going to enact it. And usually I couldn't tell this story, but as of the last holiday, the cat got out of the bag in the family, so I can tell the story now. Yeah, love the holidays. Yeah, alcohol should be banned. It was like a geo tracker finding.
Oh, like geocaching?
No, like intention.
Old Abe, do you know what she's talking about? You're usually the one that come up with the like instant fact checking.
Let's see here. So weird. There's some noise over here. But it was really popular in YouTube. It really took YouTube over. I wish I could think of it. But somebody found a dead body one time. I mean, there were police involvements a lot in some of the stuff. But so we asked it to take us. I had my grandsons for like the week during the summer, you know, and they were like, "Let's do it, Mamie." You know, they're like 12 and 13, and that's a big draw to them. They're like, "Let's do it, Mamie. Let's do it." So I relented, and we did. And the sun was just about to go down anyway, and we set like 3 intentions. Nothing happened, and I go, "Okay, that's it." And they're like, "One more, just one more." Okay. I said, "Well, if you're gonna do one more, then you got to go for the gusto. Make it frightening, scary, something." They go, "Okay, yeah, let's make it scary." So we put the thing in and told it we're setting our intentions to take us to something scary. And when we got there, I had to start videotaping because it was a pretty decent sized cemetery, but almost every last name was the same. And it's the last name of my grandson's bio dad
Oh, wow.
that he in the car, and he does not know about that.
Huh.
Has been, yeah, and to me that was very scary.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's. I've said this over and over in this live. I do not believe in coincidences.
Right. And this last name, if I told you this last name, you would say that's not a common last name. I was shocked to find a cemetery with that, and it's a German weird last name, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up and see what app that is. I don't recall hearing about that.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, you know what we could do? We could ask.
Rando Nautica?
You could ask Chat GPT.
Oh, we could. I've got both my phones hooked up to lives right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to type it in the thing.
Old Abe says it's Rando Nautica.
Yes, it is. Correct.
See? My people in my chat, they are all over this stuff. Old Abe,
Yeah,
he's
that's
like
the one.
he's like Chat GPT for my live.
No, I was going to ask Chat GPT if he could tell me what it was.
You don't need him. We got Abe.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Abe GPT.
Yeah.
That was my dad's name, by the way.
Abe.
So that's really cool. Abe.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so he's letting me know. Abe's here.
That's right. That's right.
There's no coincidences.
That's right.
So you remember last night you asked me if I had seen like a full body apparition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it still is a little bit overwhelming to me because I was Daddy's girl. I didn't date for the last 2 years of my dad's life because he and I did something every Friday and Saturday. Yeah, we went dancing at the VFW. They always had a good country band. We two-stepped, you know, and we showed horses from the time I was about 12 years old. He bought me my first Harley at 12. I got in a chase with a highway patrolman.
What kind of horses did you show?
I showed Hackneys and Belgians.
Okay.
We raised Belgians. We always ran between 60 and 100 head of Belgians. And then we had barn, and that's where my Hackneys stayed. You know, they're gated. They've got the Viceroy. And
I grew up on a horse farm. We rode Tennessee Walkers.
yeah, so you know about the gate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gated just like Walker. They're just smaller, so you probably even know what a Hackney is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never did. I bought the hoop, but I never did find turnout. I always wanted to. I have fantasies about it even.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So what? So what about this full body apparition?
I asked about the full. So me and my dad pretty tight, right? Like I sat at the funeral home the entire, however many days. I think it was 3 days before the funeral. It was an odd amount because my birthday fell on there, but I went and sat on my birthday with it and wouldn't leave. I mean, from the time they unlocked the door, and lots of little old ladies left crying. Just it couldn't even come and say anything to me. But I even moved back the last year of his life. I lived with him. I moved back from Atlanta, and he goes, "Oh, you know, before you decide where you want to go, just come back to the farm for a while." And I did, and so that was really cool. But so I was over at my daughter's one day, and it was just a tremendous amount of stress, right? And I was trying to help her out. I'm cleaning and watching the kids, and I'm running in and out. and of the house, getting like the hose to water the plants and setting up plant food. And I run out there at the end, and just in the peripheral of my vision, I can see this guy standing there in plaid shirt and jeans, and I thought, well, I know that's not for me, so I just turned and burned and went back in to go find my daughter. And she was working home stuff, and I like, somebody's here. She knows he's coming because they live way out in the country. And she goes, no, nobody. And I went back out there, and he wasn't there. And all of a sudden, it dawns on me, because of the way he was standing, that was my dad. I mean, if I showed you, I showed my cousins. I said, because he was standing there like this, and they go, oh my God, that was Abe.
And is that how he dressed? Is that how he dressed?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He, plaid shirt, that was his everyday stuff, plaid.
Right. Well, that's
Yeah,
cool.
he was-
At least, I mean,
We had-
it was just a fleeting glance, but at least you got to see him.
Right, exactly. Well, to know that he's there when I'm under stress, that's when those things happen,
Yeah.
But I was going to say, this takes me to the next thing. He, just recently, when I just bought this house, and like 2 years ago, finally made it uptown to see friends. They still go to the same little tavern. And I went in there, and before I left, somebody walked up to me and put their arm around me and goes, oh, I just want to tell you, I got to tell you a little story about your dad. He said, I was driving Dishman's big fertilizer truck heading out of Helena going south, and he said, I locked him up. I almost hit that old man. He's sitting dead stopped in the middle of the road, and he wasn't moving. He said, I thought something was wrong with him, had a heart attack or a stroke. So I go up there, and he's sitting in there crying, holding Dishman's dead collie because he hit him. I mean, that's the kind of, he always carried feed. Like, he always had oats and corn and a case of dog food and a case of cat food and a bag of, what was it, meow mix. Yeah. And he ever see any animal hungry, he'd feed them. He fed them long enough, he took them,
Right.
When people start dumping on us, right? I got my own place, people still dumping on us. As a matter of fact, there's so many stories. So I got back from Atlanta, and I just got my daughter back from her dad from the summer, and we're sitting there. It's 11 o'clock at night on Saturday night, and we're not doing anything. And I go, let's go get the mail, right? We go up there, and I get there, and I go, shh, stop. I go, do you hear that? And it was a kitten meowing. Somebody had dumped a brand new baby kitten at the mailbox. Now, how did I know at 11 o'clock at night to go up there to get that kitten before it got its way onto the highway where got hit and killed? That was crazy. I still can't get over that one.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever checked my mail at 11 o'clock at night.
Right. So my sister, because of all this, they went ahead and started a little animal rescue, right? Well, it turned out, 10 years ago, it was the largest one in this 4-state area. And they had, 1,000 animals there at one point. And so they opened up a vet clinic. And I'm a vet tech also. I've done 100 different things. And I managed that vet clinic. And at one point, they had 5 doctors. 3 surgeons going and 2 see 200 patients a day, 100, about 80 to 120 on each side. And my dad died, and we had this funeral, and we all go, you can believe how long this funeral was. I mean, so many people. He was a good guy. I mean, he helped a lot of people and never said a word about it. And we finally get to the cemetery, and of course, the family gets there first. We sit in the chairs and we're waiting for everybody to gather around, right? This random dog, like he was elected from the animal kingdom, comes and lays prostrate on top of my dad's casket. I kid you not.
Really?
I could get 10 people to testify right now.
So a random dog walks into the funeral home and
To the cemetery.
to the cemetery and just lays on the
We're all
casket.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he was elected from the animal kingdom to come and pay homage.
Right. Right.
Which I believe that. I totally believe. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I think, have you watched these dogs where they touch the buttons and the cats? I think cats are maybe even a little bit more proficient at it. And now there's a cow. And I almost had to quit eating beef. And me, not eating ribeye. That's, I'm a cowgirl. But after seeing that cow talk and the things she was saying about how she felt about situations, even, I'm like, you know what? Here's the deal. They understand our words perfectly. They cannot replicate them. And I'm like, oh gosh, I hope I was good and kind to every animal,
Yeah. So okay, are you in like you said you're in Georgia?
No, Missouri.
Missouri. Okay. Okay, never mind.
Way up in the northwest corner.
Okay. So your dad was from Missouri as well?
Well, originally Kansas.
Okay. Okay. I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought you said, is there an Atlanta?
I moved to Georgia.
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe that's where I picked it up. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Yeah, I don't know what all I was going to say about that. What a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dog just comes, nonchalantly.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Chilling. Yeah, I love it. I got one day at my parents were both workaholics, and we had a really nice horse farm because of it, And they both left on Saturday. I always knew all of the things I had to do from Friday night's horse auction. If we had, we were close enough, we would keep horses, and people didn't bring their trailer, they'd go home and get it. And so the first thing I get up, I got to go warm the horses in the barnyard because got to sequester them there till you can, And so I go down there and I'm about to worm, and for some reason, I don't know why, I went down the hill in the barnyard a little ways, kind of like a ditch. And I mixed that dewormer and that grain in one of those round rubber things, set it on the ground, and I get the whip just in case, because those Belgians they'll come over that fence. They don't care if there's feed. And so I get the whip just, because they'll go away, just a little bit. Well, that horse, that new horse, he doesn't know me, and why I'm over there on the other side with the whip. Well, here comes one of the girls, so I kind of give it a. That horse spun around so fast, kicked me, broke 3 of my ribs, kicked me so hard he threw me down in that ditch. I could not get a breath. I couldn't stand up, and I'm there alone. Oh. Right? Oh wait, this is the craziest thing. On the horizon, I look over and I see my dad pull up, get out of the truck, and look like he's looking for something, and he sees me and he comes down and with the pickup puts me on the tailgate. Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't get a breath until he stood me up. Now he knew to, I don't know what he was doing back there. It was just the craziest thing. Because when he got momentum, he wouldn't quit for sometimes till he wore out,
Right.
I'm the same way.
Right.
But, that connection, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It truly is crazy.
And you seem to have connections with a lot of people.
Yeah, so that's another thing. You know how we were talking about, I'm always trying to chalk it up to something, right? Like I've got a sister that's schizophrenic, and I thought, well, maybe I'm just schizophrenic. Maybe that's all it is, right? Well, so my schizophrenic sister was living in a town just a little ways north of here, working at a battery factory. And I just knew something was really off with her. And I wasn't working, and my then husband and I were building a house. So I thought, I'll go get a little part-time job at that battery factory, spend a little time with her and get to the bottom of what's going on, And I don't know how long I had been there, because I'd spend the night at her house. And the house was in disarray. And at this point, some really strange things started happening. Like she had a guy from, I don't know where he was from, but he came and did a psych eval on her at the house, and I'm like, what is going on? This is really weird. And she had gotten turned in to whatever it is, Division of Family Service, but she wasn't telling me the rest of the story. And that's what I was picking up on. So anyway, we're working up at the battery factory, right? So the kids in the process get taken away from her. She's staying at my mom's little retirement condo thing with her, and she's not supposed to have her there. And I think it was 3 or 4 nights after she had been there. I couldn't sleep this night. I was still up at 4:30 or 4:45, I think it was, when my mom finally called me and said, Natalie, the FBI were here and they took your sister. And I said, what are you talking about? And she said, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea, but it sounds like some lady's dead. And it's funny because I can hear my own voice and I sound like my mom. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm trying to remember how I got to the bottom of this story. I don't know if my mom finally found out but my sister had gone and made a police report. Yes, my mom did find out. That's what it was. She'd gone and made a police report that a lady was going to overtake another lady and give her a cesarean and take the baby. Yep.
Wow.
So I go on. No, she's up in that town at the battery factory, right? At the local cop shop with the FBI. I just go on to the battery factory. I go to work. And it gets to be about 9:30, I think. And I get an overhead page to go to HR. So I go to HR, and it's the police department. And they want to know, they say, we have your sister here. We're interviewing her, and we have another suspect, but he's deaf, and your sister tells us you know sign language and you've interpreted before. And I'm like, well, yes, that's true. So away I go, and now we're both at the police station. Yeah. And anyway, it turns out this is so bizarre. So I can't, I have no explanation for why it happened. I don't know how she had a foresight. She truly believes she heard that conversation between two people. And she went and it was so alarming to her that she made a report. And that is exactly what happened that day, that night before.
Wait, so somebody forcefully did a C-section on somebody?
Mhm.
Oh, wow. So did she even know these people?
Well, now when we both know of the victim, because she had worked at that battery factory, and her aunt went to high school with me.
Oh, wow. So
And
so maybe the voices told her that?
Look out there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The,
I'm sorry.
like the voices that she's hearing told her that?
Well, now, who knows, right? Who knows?
That's bizarre.
I know. So maybe that broke through her schizophrenia. Maybe that was a word of knowledge or a message she was supposed to deliver, and it broke through the schizophrenic barrier.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
That blows my
And
mind.
we both end up at and every TV station from Kansas City was there. Every single one. One from the next town between the two, with their big mobile trucks and their satellite, you know. And we had to walk through that. They got footage of us walking through that.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah. Okay. So now my other sister, okay, she and I had several businesses in this town, St. Joseph. You know, we had like an interior shop, and I did draperies and upholstery, and you know, with just stuff like that. And she also had a what do you call it? Like to make money for the nonprofit animal rescue. There, it was a thrift store, right? But it was a really nice thrift store. And honestly, my mom went around and bought clearance stuff that we put in there, you know. And my mom loved to shop. So my sister loved it there, and she wanted to be there all the time, and really was there a great deal of the time. And we met several people, you know, and the boys, you know, my sister's kids are my kids' age, and so you know, we're close. We're all close. So like, I would go over to the store, and I might see Willie there at the register, my nephew. Oh, hey, Will, what you did, blah, blah, blah. And his friends would, you know, cycle through there to see him, and sometimes find some stuff, maybe buy stuff, right? And so a couple of them got to be pretty regulars, you know, and we knew them by first name and stuff. Megan was one of them. I even took her out to my house, and she helped me paint a little bit one day, just for fun. And then there was this other little girl, I'm trying to remember her name, and she had a friend, and they always came in. Sometimes the friend's dad would pick them up at the corner because he would get off work, and they would walk that far from school. But one day those two came in, and she bought a little swimsuit, and they were going to the pool. And they went to change, and they both go in the change room, and for some unknown reason, the one little girl leaves the change room, goes back out around the fence of the pool, and is looking for something when a man in a car stops, opens the door and to the car, and she gets in it, and we never see her again. And to this day, it's a case that's never been solved.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. Okay.
We've turned into a true crime podcast now.
Huh?
I said, we're going into a true crime podcast now.
So my other sister, I was working at a radio. One of the things that I did marketing. I was in pharmaceutical marketing and ag marketing. And I started out at like Beringer Ingelheim Animal Health. And then I went to Phoenix Pharmaceutical Animal Health. It's no longer in existence. They sold out to Bayer, but great mentor. I had the guy that owned that. Awesome, brilliant guy. And what was I going to say about that? Darn, I hate it when I lose a train of thought. That's funny.
Normally when I start talking, I just go on tangents, and I just fall off the tracks. There's no train at all.
But anyway, I don't. I was talking about taking Megan out to the house, and yeah, things over to the egg. Okay, yeah, I'm back on track. And so it was my sister was throwing a 40th birthday party. Was it 40? No, she was having a 40th birthday party, and my niece was coming into town, and so we were all, you know, my sister's friends. They're not. We don't have the same set of friends. But you know, it's her birthday, and my niece is going to be there, so I'm definitely going. She's coming from Manhattan, Kansas. And I get there, and it's quite a bit of people. Till pushing midnight, you know, it's quite a bit of people. But there's this one guy, and I'm single. There's this guy, he's a lot younger than me, and I took my guitar because I thought it'd be something for me to do in case I didn't, you know, I don't match up talking to anybody there. At least I could play. And I kept playing, and I'd move because he kept sidling up, you know. And so finally he says, "Hey, can I play your guitar?" And I'm like, "Oh, he just wanted to play the guitar." Yeah, play it. And so then he played it for a minute, and he set it down, and he goes, "You know, if you don't mind, I really feel like I should talk to you. I feel like I'm supposed to talk to you." And I was, no, I don't think so, buddy. And I'm getting creeped out, and it's pushing past 11, and so I start making my way to leave, right? And I say my goodbyes, and I very unnerving, I'm unnerved, and I leave, and I get up the next morning, and the phone rings, and it's my sister, and she says to me, "Hey, Natalie, I've got somebody here that needs to talk to you." And I say, "Oh, no. I know, Mary Beth, I'm not talking. I'm not talking to it." And she said, "Oh, well, no, just talk to," and hands him the phone. And he says, "I know I'm supposed to tell you something." And I go, "Listen, don't tell me nothing. Please don't tell me anything." I guess I need advice. And I go, "Okay, here's the deal. You can do one of three things." Because I knew what he was going to tell me, and I couldn't believe it. I already knew. We had a cold case there at a convenience store where three guys they knew it was three guys. They could not identify them, could not identify the vehicle, and had no weapon. And this kid's on the phone with me, and he's like, I know that I have to tell you. And I go, "No, don't, listen." He goes, "But I need advice." And I said, "So here's my advice to you. You don't have to tell me, but the same three things will apply. You can, off yourself. You can leave the country, or I don't know, do something really crazy and turn yourself in, right?" And
So,
he goes,
so this
"No."
was one of these guys that.
He goes, "No, listen, I really have to tell you." And so he starts telling me, and we get down the road a little bit, and I know where it's going, and I just stopped him, and I said, "That's enough. I've heard enough. I know the rest. I think we're done." My advice stands, man. Those are your choices. And we hang up, and I'm sitting there on the porch going, "What in the heck?" Now it's starting to push once again, 11:30. And I call my mom because I'm so unnerved by this. And I say, "Mom, listen to what just happened. I went up to Mary Beth's birthday party. I left because this weird guy. And now this morning they call, and he's telling me about T-Stop, or not T-Stop, Midway." And mom goes, "Listen, I've got to go up to Mound City and hey," she was doing in-home health care. It was paying like $1,500 a week. It was ridiculous. And so she goes, "I've got to take Norma up to have lunch with her daughter in Mound City. I'll call you when I get back." And I spilled it to her, and I said, "What should I do?" And she goes, "Listen, I'll call you when I get back." So she goes up to lunch. They have lunch, and while they're there, my mom decides to tell Norma's daughter, I'm trying not to say her name, tell Norma's daughter what I said on the phone, because my mom's now unnerved about it too, right? And unbeknownst to my mother, I don't know how to approach this story. So they get done with lunch. They go back to Norma's house, and as they're pulling up, there's 4 highway patrol, 3 county cars, and 3 city cars, all up and down the street. And she pulls into the driveway, and they walk up to her, and they say, "Were you just at such and such diner in Mound City?" "Yes, I was." "And did you tell a story about a phone call that you had earlier today?" "Yes, I did." "Can you tell us that story?" And so she tells him, and he gets his card out, and he says, "Ma'am, you need to get on the phone and call your daughter right now and tell her to call this officer, to call this detective at Troop H and get over there immediately and talk to him." So I go over there, and he's real nonchalant. It's the weirdest. It's like, why am I even here? I don't understand any of this. What's happening? How did this all change? Now you're good. We're good. I can go. Okay, cool. I'm leaving then. I thought I was in trouble or something, and I forget about it, and I get to work. How'd this deal go? I think we had a live, and I told everybody about it. Something, but anyway, when I got to work, everybody was standing in a half circle, and they had the newspaper, and the front of the newspaper after, what was it, 4 years? I can't remember how many years. All of a sudden, after that happens, they've got all 3 of the guys.
So this guy was one of them,
Yes,
and they off somebody,
yes. It was a robbery gone bad.
and he just randomly picks you to come up to confess.
He said he was told to tell me. He was told to tell me.
That is why.
Exactly. How does this keep happening to me? Yeah. So, okay.
Did
Next
you
gal,
see the
Megan.
comment
Remember
down here?
Megan? I was telling you about. She came and painted at my house. So Megan, her family thing is really messed up. I mean, mom and dad, son and daughter, nobody's talking anymore to anybody. And her mom's dad are missing. Been missing for 14 years. And what happened? I don't know how it happened. They busted grandma and the son. And it turned out that grandma had gotten an argument with Megan's mother and shot her twice. And they put her in the refrigerator and took her out to the farm.
What?
With a backhoe, they proceeded to alleviate themselves of the evidence. And 14 years later, they're out there. They dug it up. So my sister goes, Natalie, you've got to get the paper and read it. So I'm at my house and I walk out and I get the paper. And it's Sunday. We already know about it, but it's just now making the paper, right? And so I read this article, and I read it 3-4 times, and I still come up with the same thing. I'm saying, nobody's going to visit Missouri after these stories. And I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying, Lisa, when you read this story, don't you get the gist that they were arguing about switching up the kids because they wanted the boy out at the farm and grandma wanted the little girl with her? And Lisa's like, no, that's not in there. I don't know where that's coming from. And so I was so upset about this because I could read between the lines and get that. So I drove to her house and I said, let's read it together. And we go through it. She goes, and I go, see what I'm saying? And she goes, no, I don't. It doesn't. There's nothing in there that would convey that to me. I have no idea where you're coming up with that. Okay, fine. So I walk around hanging on to that for like 3 weeks. Finally, Megan surfaces, right? And we're all over her. Oh, Megan, oh my gosh, what's happened? What's been going on? And she goes, oh, you can't believe. And now court. And so anyway, I say to her, so I go, I got to tell you what I thought when she goes, that is the craziest ass thing. I can't believe you're even saying this shit to me right now. They made me take a DNA test, and I asked them 1,000,000 times why, and they wouldn't tell me.
So you should be in like CSI.
If I had done anything, I wished I would have went to Quantico.
Yeah.
Those guys. So let me tell you about this book called. I've got a video. One of my really oldest videos has it. It's something like Those Who Walk Among Monsters or something, and his name is. Did I just say it?
I've heard of. I think I've heard of that book.
But he has a he has a paranormal experience in the end of that book that just I was not expecting it. And I mean, my blood ran cold, man.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Still can't get over that one.
Wow.
That was a full body apparition.
You are a very, very interesting person. Very interesting person.
Should I write a book or should I just vlog it?
Absolutely write a book.
I think I have to make it fiction because nobody would believe that one person could encounter, and my sister even more so.
Well, you
I
know,
mean-
you could dress it up and make a superhero type character. Name him Natalie.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
That's me. That's my Wonder Woman.
yes,
That's my.
yes. Wow. Well, Natalie,
I've got one more real quick one. It's
Okay.
a cute one.
Okay.
It's a heartwarming one.
all right.
You got time?
Yeah, I've been doing this for an hour and 50 minutes, and
Oh, we're.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you not Central Standard?
Eastern.
I am so sorry.
No, that's all right.
I thought about that later. Little important detail.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to save this one for later then.
Okay.
That's enough.
Yeah, my bladder is telling me I need to end this live.
Yeah, I need water. Thank you. Thank you once again for having me, sir.
Absolutely. I'd love hearing your stories. So,
Yeah, pleasure
um,
and a privilege.
well, thank you so much for coming in tonight, and I'll be messaging you after the live.
Sounds good. We'll talk then. Have a good one. Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. I tell you, when I first started this live tonight, at about minute 50, I was thinking, yeah, we're about done. Well, no, this has been the longest live that I've done so far, because I think the before this it was an hour and 48 minutes, and we're now at an hour and 53. So, if you haven't yet, go over to YouTube, subscribe, get your notifications, check out some of my videos, press that like button. Eventually, these lives will be done on YouTube, especially if this TikTok ban goes through. Until then, though, I'm still going to do the lives here on TikTok, Sunday and Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Eastern time, Natalie, Eastern. If you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share but don't feel comfortable being in the live, you can email me at mythsandmullets@gmail.com. And I try to read my emails every day, but I'm a horrible host. I really am. Sometimes I forget for a couple days, but I will reply to you as soon as possible. Check out Myths, Monsters, and Mullets on Spotify. I've started uploading podcasts on there. And I guess unless Becca has something to add, she's looking tired. She can be a wimp sometimes. No, I really do need to pee. So I appreciate everybody coming in tonight, and I'll talk to you later. Gotta go.